Hey, this is Anthony Ha with TechCrunch. I am here with Evan Baehr, the co-founder of Outbox, a startup that collects and digitizes your physical mail, going into general availability this week in San Francisco, right?
Right.
And so why would someone sign up for this?
You know, it's funny, a lot of people, when they think about Outbox, they imagine it's all nerds, people who, you don't have a landline, you've got a cell phone, you want to have all your mail on your iPhone. And certainly for a lot of people who are digital natives, they love having access to this important stream of content like bills and statements and personal mail, wherever they are, wherever they want it. What's been interesting is we actually have a lot of different demographics that have found things about Outbox that are interesting. So we have a lot of moms on the platform who just want to be better managers of their home communication. We've got a lot of travelers who are away for business as consultants or salespeople, and they want to be able to manage this important workflow when they're not at their house. So in interesting ways, it actually appeals to different people for different reasons.
Great. And so I know you guys we have this car behind us, which is, so are all your delivery vehicles like this? You know, they've got the giant Outbox sign and whatever the thing is there?
Yeah, well, a lot of people see our cars. First of all, they love them. It's been really fun to have them out on the streets. But actually, we use our cars as a fundamental part of our logistics platform. So we actually, when you sign up as a customer, we will take an image of your mailbox key. We'll create a copy of that key. That gets you assigned to a route, and our un-postmen, the man named that because he literally undoes the work of the Postal Service, is in one of these cars, driving by your house or your office 3 days a week, picking up your mail. It sounds pretty crazy, but we're willing to do something pretty crazy to create an awesome service.
Great, well I think we're actually going to go on a delivery, right?
Perfect, we'd love to have you.
Cool. So we're in, do you call it an un-post car, or does it have a name?
You know, we've actually thought about naming each individual car, but right now we just call them the Outbox cars.
Okay, and you have how many?
So we have 10 Outbox cars.
Oh, okay. And how often do you actually go out on one of these deliveries? Or not pickups, rather, yeah.
Sure. So our un-postmen are out on the road every day.
Right.
And so they are in these cars, they're in their uniforms, they're taking their keys and their mail deliveries for the day, and we're servicing every customer 3 days a week. So for most people, it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right. When you guys sort of first kind of launched in San Francisco, you know, you and I talked, and I wrote a pretty enthusiastic article, and I think some people actually saw that and were fairly critical about the idea, and sort of, I think mostly from kind of a privacy perspective.
Right.
So can you maybe talk a little bit about some of that criticism, and to what extent, you know, did you sort of take anything from it?
So in terms of security, a lot of people, that's their number one concern. And what we found is that with many people, we can lay out all the extreme measures we've gone through to keep your mail safe.
Right.
And there's certain people out there that just aren't convinced by that. And you know what, at the end of the day, Outbox isn't for everybody. I think the best testament to what we can pull off and that it is secure is that we've now processed over 1 million pieces of mail. And as far as we know, we have none reported of any security breaches.
So, you know, one of the things you also mentioned was that, you know, you guys, if I understand, you started in Austin, you launched in San Francisco. Do you think did you discover sort of any differences in terms of how the concept plays out in different geographies?
So a big difference for us is on the operations front, and that's really around the kind of mailboxes that people have. So when we were launching in San Francisco, we learned that many people have locked mailboxes instead of unlocked mailboxes, so we had to solve the mail key solution. People have mail slots, which is its own separate set of challenges. There are very strange, very broken mail delivery systems in San Francisco.
Right, and the pricing again, is it still $5?
So we tested a lot of pricing. So our launch in San Francisco is $7.99 a month.
Okay, and do you think that the pricing will sort of differ in different geographies, or that's going to be sort of a standard national?
So we've been working on some different levels of service, and so that could be things like how frequently you pick up your mail, how many requested mail packets we'll deliver for you every month. And so I think in the future, we want to find ways to make Outbox available for everybody. As you can imagine, our operations costs are pretty high, so I think we'll eventually have a tiered service platform where you can kind of pay for the level of service you need.
Right, and so what's the next city for you guys?
New York City, conquering the Big Apple will be next up for us. Again, we'll have a new set of challenges there of types of buildings. You have issues around vehicles. It's our first city where we'll have snow to deal with. So you run into all sorts of fun challenges, and so it's our requested mail packets. It's not just that they're rainproof, but they need to be snowproof. And so we'll have some new protocols for working with buildings, for example, with doormen. So as we launch in each new city, there's a new set of challenges. There's different customer demographics there, and there's different operational opportunities really to help customize the service.
Cool. Well, best of luck with getting to the Big Apple.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, so we are here with Francis Sanchez, one of the un-postmen at Outbox. You've been driving us around Soma, and now you're actually going to do a drop-off and a pickup, right?
Right, we're doing a delivery as well as a mail check for one of our customers here.
Great. So, I mean, maybe show it. I guess tell us a little bit more about like what actually that involves.
Sure. In San Francisco, we have close to 600 to 700 customers. This is one of our customers. We have obtained a key from the customer in which we can access the mailbox and also access the interior of the apartment where we can drop their requested mail right at the front door.
Right. Okay.
We're actually here right now.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to go to this mailbox right here. I checked my phone for the exact mailbox and the address to make sure that we're going to the right mailbox and picking up the right mail. And this customer is actually a household customer in which we pick up all mail from the mailbox. Some customers, we only pick up certain pieces of mail that are addressed to certain customers.
So you kind of go through the whole pile and you find, and it's only the ones with a certain name that you take, and you like the roommates or whatever behind.
Right, exactly.
But in this case, you're just taking all of it.
This case, I'm taking all of it.
Okay.
And it's going directly in a safe place, right in my pouch. And sometimes it's a little struggle, but
No worries.
there you go. Mailbox is locked, and we're on to the next stop.
Okay. And so, how long have you been with Outbox?
I've been with Outbox since February.
Okay.
It's fun. It's definitely something that makes the day pass by very fast. I come to work, and there's always something new.
And if I remember correctly, you're both, some days you're actually out doing this, and some days you're in the office doing the scanning, right?
So I do multiple things at the office. On days where I'm not on route, I'm scanning, scanning mail.
Right.
On days when I am on route, I'm lucky enough to be outside. So.
Right.
We go to our next stop.
So you have this one keychain that has all the keys on your route, basically?
Well, actually, we've become so dense that we have South Beach you'll notice is South Beach number 1.
Okay.
We have, I believe, 4 South Beach rings. So this is just one of 4. And South Beach is only one of, I believe, 14 or 15 different routes.
Right.
Yeah. So each key, imagine a set of keys, I don't know, a little bigger than this times 18. Or times,
right. Right. And so in this case, I mean, you're going to pick up the mail, but you're actually going to drop off some mail as well, right?
Definitely, right.
So what is it? I mean, we don't have to talk about specifically what it is, but I mean, what kind of situation, would call for that?
Well, what I've noticed is a lot of customers would request wedding invitations, postcards. A lot of customers would request coupons from Bed Bath & Beyond.
Right.
Or they would request bills from AT&T where they want to store physically.
Right.
So it changes from customer to customer.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, this is a household customer.
Household customer.
Directly to the tote. And because we're sorting this out in the office, we can mix mail.
Okay. Right.
So we don't have to sort on route. That makes it easier for us because it's less likely for mail pieces to get lost.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Now we're going
You're
on.
going to do the drop off.
And the beauty of Outbox is we go directly to your front door.
Okay.
So you don't ever have to go to your mailbox again. For safety, we stick it under. Outbox mail. We're done.
All right. So I would imagine that you've been on a lot of these routes for months now, and not all of them go as smoothly as this one did. What's sort of the toughest situation that you've been in?
Right. In San Francisco, it's a weird city. We have some mail boxes or mail slots that are just weird. It's very small. Some of them are in the garage. One of the toughest ones that I think there are slots in the garages where we've found a solution to put a mail bag in the slot, and a lot of the slots are very small. So
it's a bag. It's a literal bag.
Literally a bag.
Okay.
Inside, hanging off the garage.
Okay.
We can get it out by squeezing our hands and fingers inside the slot. and some very small slots, and using our fingers to gently take the mail out. It's tough sometimes because in San Francisco, the slots can be as small as this or as big as that.
But you've never had a situation where
Never
it's
had a
not
situation
worked.
where I could not get it out.
It just took a little bit of a struggle sometimes.
Sometimes it takes a little time.
All right, well, thanks for taking us along.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.